Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live topic today. I'm going to teach very simply how to go to work as yourself, how to leverage your background, your gifts, your talent, your experience in your own business. And maybe this is something you're thinking about for this upcoming year, or maybe you're looking to create some kind of shift out of what you're doing currently professionally, and you need a push, a nudge, or an idea or two that will support you in understanding it is absolutely possible. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I've coached thousands of women and supported them in doing exactly this. Uh, Understanding that your background, your gifts, your talents will absolutely make room for you. They're absolutely highly monetizable products that are waiting for others to consume. And I'm going to go deep on this tonight. Now, I will tell you, if you're listening to this because you're driving, you're in a commute, great. Okay, you can go back and take notes. But if you're at home, grab some paper or pen so that you can write down what I'm sharing with you today. My only goal is to support you. You know, when I got started in my company over 20 years ago, I wanted to simply go to work as myself. I had a background as a corporate trainer, and I worked for a Fortune 100 company, and I was really amazing at instructional design. And I thought that possibly I could leverage my experience as a corporate trainer in my own business. And that's how I started my business. I decided that everything was packageable. And I want you to understand this, that whether it's a life skill or a hard skill, an education or something you're doing professionally, it's all packageable. You know, literally, my very first product, I led with mom coaching because I had these really great systems that help a mom always identify um, the me in mommy, right? To cultivate herself, her own identity, and so give her kids amazing parts of herself, but understanding that you would give your kids so much more if you knew yourself, right? And I led with the systems that I used for myself in motherhood, built an amazing business and brand that got me signed to Emmy nominated and nationally syndicated television shows, two of them, as well as having done many corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. I went on to coach other women who wanted to also build out their own brands, package their own knowledge. And they wanted to know and learn from someone who had done it, who had proof. I've coached thousands of women around the world, literally around the world. And I've showed them that what you know is exceptionally valuable, properly packaged. Now, today, what I'm going to teach is really simple. I'm going to teach you how to go to work as yourself, okay? How to go to work as yourself. I'm going to post a link here. And if at any point you hear something that resonates, I want to encourage you to book a strategy session with us. Either me or a member of my team will support you in understanding how to take what you want to do, how to package it into a product or service that's high ticket, meaning you sell it for $2,500 or more. And most of my clients sell on average what they do for the or more, 10 grand or more per client. So I'm so excited. Now, I will tell you that my lives are highly interactive. And so I don't know where you're watching, but I want to encourage you that if this resonates, please leave a comment or share with a friend, or make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you get our notifications. And I'll never waste your time because I respect you. All right. If you're ready, I am ready. Okay. And if you're ready, you can write ready here. If you're watching this as a replay, I still want to hear that you're ready, okay, to get started. You do have to be ready to receive a powerful message, I think. And that's why I always ask you, are you ready? Okay. Today I'm going to talk about going to work as yourself. And my story is that was the query, that was the question that changed everything in my life. I wanted to figure out how could I work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I chose. And I've been able to build an amazing business and brand that has allowed me to do exactly that. Equally, I've been able to transfer what I've done for myself to so many of my clients who have either been able to transition and from their full-time jobs and now they work for themselves 100%, or many of them have created options for themselves in retirement, created a really solid income. Many of my clients for the very first time have made six figures with their own ideas in their own business. They had no idea how to do that. Or many of my clients have gone from selling what they do for $100 an hour, 200, $500 an hour, to understanding how to package your knowledge and sell high ticket. I teach them four important strategies, which is really important. And then I'll jump into the live. Number one, how to package their knowledge into a structure, step by step, that has the most value. And I leverage all of my background as an instructional design trainer for a Fortune 100 company, and I show them the options of how to sell what they do as a coach or consultant or trainer or licensing at the highest level. Two, I show them equally how to price to fully value the transformation that they bring to the table. So you can be amazing at what you do, but if you don't know how to price what you do, a lot of times you undervalue and underestimate what you should charge. And I show them how they should price what they're doing based on what they bring to the table and not based on being Googleicious. You know what I mean? And then I also show them how to position an amazing background, amazing track record, all of their years of experience and expertise or things that they've overcome so that they can leverage those things to attract the right buyers. And number four, I show them one of the most important things that most people don't know how to do, how to sell, and how to sell in a way that's not salesy. See, your ideal clients want to work with you, but if you don't know how to communicate to them in a way that allows them to raise their hand, your cash register doesn't ring. And so I show them step by step how to build out their own sales process and how to create their own sales scripts based on what they do. All right, let's get started. Okay, today I'm teaching on how to go to work as yourself. They're just 5 simple points that I've written on my pad here. Number one, you should write this down if you can, is you need to package your knowledge and your gifts, okay, into a high ticket structure. What am I talking about? So if you are looking to go to work as yourself, what you've got to understand is that all of those years of experience should not be undersold. And this is the biggest mistake that I see so many people make. The fact of the matter is they are very, very talented and they've been given so much bad advice or seen things that don't apply to them. Think about your track record. Think about your experience. Think about the results that you create for others. The truth of the matter is that there are so many people who will pay you based on all of the experience that you have if you package what you do properly. And that means I don't teach my clients how to sell what they do for low ticket $97 or $297 or $500 or some $1,000 course. Because if you are an expert in a truest sense, if you are a professional, if you are significantly degreed, the truth of the matter is people are paying you for your knowledge. They're paying you for your years of experience. And you actually need to know how to take what you know how to do and find the best models and structures to be able to monetize your knowledge at the highest level. Is this making sense? If it's making sense, then I'd love for you to write, this is absolutely connecting. It's important to understand that people will pay you for your gifts. They will pay you for the mistakes that you've made and you've overcome. And now you created a system that can prevent them from making those mistakes. Hey, Wendy, I'm so glad that you're here. My only goal is to support you in understanding, like when I got started in my business, I didn't realize I was a system for sure. All right. I had these great mom systems that worked really well for me, that allowed me to show up as a mom for my kids in a way that I wanted to, but also didn't allow me to get lost in motherhood. And I knew that I could transfer what I knew how to do to other women. I created an incredible movement that impacted millions of moms around the world with my Time for Mommy systems. I've done deals with Fortune 100 companies, leveraging what I knew how to do and what was working for me. And you can do exactly the same. You just need to understand that you are the product, and packaging yourself as the product, as a high ticket product, is the first step. And if you don't know how to do it, I encourage you to book a strategy session with us or sign up for our Giant Experience Master Training at redrick.com. Number two, the second thing is you got to understand that if you're going to go to work as yourself, meaning you're going to go to work being your what you know how to do. Okay, because that's what I told my husband. I wanted to go to work as myself. And he said, I hope somebody pays you to be yourself. The second thing I had to understand, I had to lead from the front. And it's words that I communicate to my clients all the time, is the culture that we have inside of our community. I was not going to look for someone to already have done what I wanted to do in the marketplace. I realized that it was my zone of genius, my brilliance, my expertise, my background that positioned me perfectly to be able to broker the ideas I had. And the same is true for you. So if you're waiting for that sign, that signal of like, go ahead, now's the perfect time to launch. Now's the perfect time to launch. Okay, I just told you that's your sign. All right. And the truth of the matter is, likely you've already had so many echoes in your life from the people who are asking you over and over again to advise them, to coach them, to mentor them, who followed through on the things that you've said and they've worked consistently over and over again. Likely you already have a track record. You already have the proof that you need. And you haven't launched because you're looking for something bigger. You're looking for a greater confirmation. But I want you to know that you're going to have to lead from the front. You're going to have to trust yourself. You're going to have to overcome your fears. And you got to understand that no one's going to map out the perfect step-by-step process for you, because your process is your own and distinct. Is this clear, right? If this is clear, I want you to write, this is clear. And I always like to shoot you straight, because if I were looking for someone who was a mom coach to show me the way 20 years ago, I would still be looking for that person. I stood on my background, my gifts, my talent, my experience, and it was those things that allowed me to move forward. And Wendy writes, this is clear. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. Awesome. So it's super important. If you've been waiting for that sign, you are the sign. Consider this message the sign for you to take that step and launch. A lot of times we don't launch because we don't want to trust ourselves because of belief. A lot of times the people who are in our ears are not people who are creative or even our own ambition level and above. They love us, but they are not you, right? You know you're brilliant, you're amazing, you're magnificent. And the truth of the matter is your life has had clues along the way. It is time for you to do it. All right, number three, the third thing, if you want to go to work as yourself, the third thing is you got to embrace ease and grace instead of the hustle and grind. I'm going to break this down, okay? So you need to embrace ease and grace instead of the hustle and grind. My plant is looking so beautiful, right? Like, oh my goodness, okay. But you got to embrace ease and grace instead of the hustle and grind. And that's super important. All right. I decided that I would build a business around the life that I wanted. And at the time, 20 years ago, all the things that I wanted to manifest in my life did not exist at the time. Okay. So I didn't at that time know about building a business from the comfort of my home, because I only had worked, in a corporate environment or in a business setting. All right. So it was a dream I had, all right, that I had put on my vision board. But I knew it would be easier because it would allow me to be the kind of mom I wanted to be, and it would allow me to be around my kids and to be able to date my husband in the middle of the day. So that was really important. Hey there, darling, on Facebook user. I don't know your name, but Ease and Grace. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Tell me who you are. All right. And then I also had to understand that working did not have to be a hustle. And I had been programmed, like so many of us, that in order to get to that next level, I had to hustle. Like, hustle, 60 hours, more hours equated to more money. The only way I would ever be able to do whatever I wanted to do was to hustle, to work harder. Hey, Phyllis, I'm so glad you're here, right? To work harder, right? But I learned that going to work as myself has allowed me to work smarter. And I work from the comfort of my home and I embrace leverage. Okay. So I definitely put in the work, but not in the ways that I did in corporate. I am not a salaried person who's working 60 to 70, 80 hours a week and not being compensated for my ideas. Today, people pay me based on the results I can create for them. And I create amazing results for my clients. And it's fact, like I can back it up and show you, you can see for yourself. You go to the Giant Experience Master Training page and you can just read there tons of testimonials of clients who have done the work themselves and they've stepped into it. And because of it, they've changed their own lives. We've got tons of clients, hundreds, who have clearly stated the value of the coaching consulting that we provide them, that I provide them. And it's my honor. I built my business today with ease and grace, not with hustle and grind. I work one to many, primarily coaching my clients, and I have a small caseload of private consulting clients. I can work with my clients anywhere. Most of my clients I don't see, I work with them via Zoom or something like that, or they fly to Puerto Rico and I work with them, or they come to my private office and work with me. And I love that. I love being able to build a business completely around my life. And maybe you've been trying to figure out for yourself how to do this. And I think the best way to do it is you need to learn from someone that does that, right? Like I've had great mentors over the years, and many of them did not work that way. They didn't understand how to be free, like how to work, right? I think about in corporate, a lot of great mentors, trainers that I had, they were still in the grind and they didn't know how to get out. And the truth of the matter is, many have had a tremendous cap on their income as well. And you know that they couldn't find a way to make more money. And many of you can't either. Even if you're making $200, $500 an hour or more, the truth of the matter is you're working 40, 50, 60 hours. Do you want to work another 50 hours in order for you to double your income? No. So learning models that incorporate leverage, ease, and grace is going to be the thing that's going to allow you to go to work as yourself and to enjoy it. People pay me today for the results and transformation I bring to the table. And I show my clients how to look at what they do and how to bring transformation to others and be properly compensated for it so they can sustain the giving. All right. Do I have you? Is it curious? Are you curious? Like, are your ears ringing? Are you thinking like, oh my God, I need to figure out what my thing is? Absolutely. I'd love to support you. Number four, the fourth thing, if you want to go to work as yourself, that I want you to consider is be open to working completely differently than you do now. So, okay, all right, that's radical, right? So I want you to be open to working completely differently than you do right now. I'm going to post a link. If you're curious how to do that, you can sign up for a strategy session. Either me or a member of my team will speak with you. You have to fill out the application completely and have serious interest in building a business, and we'll schedule some time to see how we can support you. Here's number four. Be open to working completely differently than you do right now. So I only knew one way to work, and that was trading time for dollars, and that's most people. I didn't realize that the value I could provide for others by working completely differently. I didn't understand that the power of leverage in my life, truthfully. I didn't know it applied to me. Okay, and most people don't. Because when you've gone to school, you've been taught one way by people who are typically trading time for dollars. When you've had mentors in corporate or the agencies that you've been a part of, the fact of the matter, there's been one model, and it's the only model most of us are socialized to understand. But it's not the way that I work today. I typically put in about 31 hours a month of client work, and it's something that I love. And I don't trade time for dollars with my clients. And I can tell you that it's made all the difference. It's allowed me to create tremendous value for my clients. I didn't even know that it was possible for me to work 30 hours, 31 hours a month doing what I love and being significantly compensated for what I do. I was working so much more than this and being in corporate and being compensated so much less than what I do today. And it's so interesting. So if you are interested in understanding how to renegotiate the way that you earn, you need to sign up for a strategy session. I mean, I have a client, I just talked about her the other day, who therapist was working like 60 hours at 60 hours a week with clients, has been able to renegotiate her practice and transition it to 12, 15 hours a week, and built an amazing consulting business to replace the income. Now works 20 some hours a week instead of what she was doing. Right? How amazing is that? And a lot of times we don't know that that's possible because we haven't met anyone that's built a business based on time rich models. I can tell you for sure, if you're a woman and if you're a minority woman, most often no one has told you at all how this works. And so it's my honor to be able to support you with understanding how this can make a difference for you and your family. It'll allow you to show up so much more in your life with your kids, right? And in your life for yourself. Like, imagine that if you get to know who you are, your kids know more of who you are, right? And you can only do that with time. Time is an asset, and it's the only thing that you can't that wealthy people and poor people have the same, right? And you can't get more of, but you can leverage other people's time. You can build different models for earning. And based on that, you can live completely differently. And your life will be unrecognizable because of it. All right. Is this powerful or is this powerful? Number 5, and this is the last thing I have for today, is going to work as yourself is the topic today. And if you're just joining me, I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I wanted to talk about this topic because it's so important, near and dear to me, and I know it can make all the difference for you going into 2023. Thank you, darling. Going into 2023. And a lot of times we just don't know what we don't know, right? We keep doing what we've been taught or what we've seen or what our parents have done. And I think a lot of times we've seen the impact of what didn't work, but we just don't know how to change it. My dad was a welder, an amazing provider for my family. He worked so hard from 7 to 7 or 8 every single day. My mom was a housekeeper from 9 to 5, roughly every single day. She worked so hard, so diligently, and they never knew anything about leverage in a business. Like, they never understood that concept. They thought that in order for you to get where you want to be, you had to work harder. And I am so grateful for their investments in me that have exposed me to so many opportunities and mentors, teachers, coaches over the years that I've had the opportunity to learn. There's a new way, there's a new model, and you don't have to work that way. But you do have to humble yourself, and you have to be open to working completely differently. Learning a completely different method than what you may have learned in medical school, or what you've learned in graduate school, or what you've learned in law school, or what you've learned, in life or work, and whatever it is. You got to be open. And in that, you'll find that there's tons of opportunities. I have a client who's an educator, and she's got a doctorate in education, and as a teacher. And she just retired, and she just closed the first deal for $38,000. I think that's pretty cool, right? Like, never sold anything before, learned a new way of operating, right? Beyond trading time for dollars. Okay. And learned how to package her knowledge into a high ticket product, sold it, learned how to sell it for $38,000. Okay. So think about you as I share that. Number 5. All right. Number 5. And you need to book a strategy session with us so that we can show you how this can apply to you. So, a lot of times people are like, me, what is strategy sessions? We didn't host them I didn't even offer them for 2 years. Okay. Almost 2 years. And what it is an opportunity for us to learn more about what you want to create, leveraging your background, your gifts, your talent, your experience, and help you to package your knowledge into a product or service like coaching, consulting, training, licensing, whatever it is that you want to do, maybe a high level course or curriculum that you want to sell. I can tell you can work for you, and it works for every single profession. Life skill, hard skill. Life skill could be, maybe I have a client that's a divorce coach. I have clients who are mom coaches, right? So a life skill could be something like that. I've had clients who are personal trainers. It goes on and on. or a professional skill. Maybe your professional skills that, you have a significant media background, or maybe it's that you're a medical doctor looking to transition, or maybe you're a therapist and you're trying to figure out how to work differently with your own methods and you don't know how to make that transition, or something else. Maybe you're specialized as a nurse, or maybe I don't know, right? You have to think about it. But the thing is, imagine what your life could look like if what you think is hard, or you're starting by trying maybe blogging, or somebody told you to do that, right? Don't do that. Blogging, podcasting, going live all the time, and you're not seeing the fruit. You're not sure how to launch. You're not sure the methods. Nobody's signing up for what you've got. I want you to understand there is a better way. And signing up for a strategy session is a really great start. And we can share with you what we would recommend for you as what's in the way, or what the gap might be, or the best first steps for you to get started packaging your knowledge at the highest level. So I wanted to open the floor. If you have any questions for me, I'll answer those questions. If you're on Facebook, I can answer those for you. If you have any questions for me, I'll answer any of those questions. And if there are not any questions, I want to thank you. I want to just check here, just make sure I can see the questions. I want to thank you also for 1 second. Yeah. Okay. I want to thank you for being here, because you could have been anywhere today, right? But you decided to be here. And I know that you're only here, whether you're here live or you're watching this as a replay, because this is a topic of interest that you thought in some way, I want to figure out how to package the brand of me. I'm not really sure where to start. I'm not really sure who could support me. I can absolutely support you. And I've got some questions about whether what I have is it packageable or not? Like, who's going to be the client for me? Like, what could I sell? How could I sell it? Those are the questions that I have. How could I get started? What would the package be? Is it coaching? Is it consulting? Is it training? What is licensing? Those kind of things, right? So sign up for a strategy session so we can support you with getting clear for yourself on what the next steps could be, so that you could go into 2023 with momentum, right? Like Mo, for sure. All right. Did you get value on this live tonight? All right. Did you get value, or did you get value? Because I always want to give you my everything, and I'll never waste your time, because why would I do that? Right? Because you're amazing, and I'm never going to waste your time. All right. Any questions, any comments, anything that I can support you with that you have for me in the next couple of seconds before I sign off? I want to thank you for being here. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I'm so excited that I had the opportunity to share with you today how to go to work as yourself. I covered 5 simple steps. The first being package your knowledge and your gifts, right? Understand the importance of packaging your knowledge and your gifts. Number 2, the importance of leading from the front. The world needs you to lead your brilliance, okay, forward. And so stop waiting for someone to show you how to do it, right? Like, is there an example? Right? It's time for you to launch. Number 3, embrace ease and grace and leave the hustle and grind. It's over, okay? Like, it doesn't serve you. Number 4, okay, be open to working completely differently. Like, be open to learning completely different models. That's what my clients have to be open to, so that I can really fully support them. That's why many of them do exceptionally well. And you can watch something like the Results Incubator and see for yourself what their experience has been. And number 5, book a complimentary strategy session with us. It's my opportunity, or one of my team members, to support you with the way forward, so that whatever that murkiness is around what should I do, how can I package what I'm doing, we can show you the best methods based on what I know how to do, and have supported thousands of women over the last 20 years in packaging their knowledge successfully into a high-ticket product. We do have a question, how to determine pricing. So that's a big question. And so I invite you to sign up for a strategy session, Wendy, and then we can talk a little bit more specifically about what it is that you do. But the short answer is that your prices are determined based on the value of the transformation you bring to the table. It's not based on time. And that's where most people get really confused, right? So I show my clients that based on what kind of impact they're able to create for their audience, how they should be charging. And most have no idea how they should be charging, what they should be charging a corporation versus an individual. And it's very distinct based on what it is that you do and the value of transformation that you can provide for that organization. So it's not about pulling a price out of the sky. It's not about looking at somebody else's prices or copying what somebody else does. It's really you understanding what your value is, the value that you bring. And those are the only kind of conversations, sales conversations, are going to be closing conversations because you understand why the price is the price. I know that's why my clients are successful because they understand why their price, their specific price is the price. There's not some cookie cutter strategy, one time fits all, right? Does that make sense, right? So did you guys get value tonight? Were there any follow-up questions for what I've just shared with Wendy? All right. Are there any follow-up questions? If so, post it here and I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. It's been amazing being here tonight and answering your questions. And I appreciate you for being here. As always, be sure to check us out at miaredrick.com. And if you haven't done so already, I posted the link here. I post it one last time. Book a complimentary strategy session with us. The link is here for you to just copy and you can just book it right now. Okay, so happy to speak with you or a member of my team to see how we can support you in going into this next year super strong. All right, have a great and amazing night. I love you and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.